Hello and welcome to the Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have Ozzy. Ozzy is a male left behind and forward moving fat spouse with a bomb drop of June 28th, 2022, a date of marriage of 2009. He has an off and on who is a high energy replayer. He says, since bomb drop, she's moved out to my mother-in-law's, who is also divorced and constantly bad mouths her own ex-husband. The in-laws had a very toxic relationship, and my mother-in-law admitted she only married him for the paycheck. I'm assuming this is a stepfather to your husband then, but it could be wrong. But it sounds like that. Sister-in-law is an alcoholic and recently stayed there for a few months. Luckily, my kids do get looked after while there. Looked after well there, and mother-in-law does a lot for them. Before bomb drop, my wife went on a body transformation and went constantly to the gym. That's where she met the alienator. It seems like she is bringing up her childhood trauma now. She's 42 years old now. It feels like she's very comfortable with the situation and now is slowly introducing the alienator, who's also married, to her family. Of course, just as a friend. I lost my shit when I found out that he's been near my kids and playing house with my family. I'm trying to be the lighthouse, but slowly losing hope of any reconciliation. Do female spouses ever come back from this? Well, yeah, they do. But the odds are against both male and female. Sorry. So women do tend to be more decisive when they choose to leave a marriage. That's not to say female MLCers are more decisive, because it's midlife crisis. When I say women tend to be more decisive, I'm going to say women who are not going through some sort of crisis of identity. Okay, so we're looking at midlife crisis. We're looking at somebody who is navel gazing, who is in a crisis where they are being selfish. They're not considering others. Their empathy has been blocked. And she is confused about who she is. She's gone through, you said, a body transformation. She is reliving her childhood trauma. So a lot of amygdala activation, a lot of fear responses. She is not probably using her executive functioning. So not a frontal lobe functioning right going on. So when I say that women are more decisive, I mean when they're in their using logic and they're not having this feared trauma responses. Okay. So do female spouses ever come back from this? Yeah, but odds are against all of us. Okay. So what we do is we work on us. I know you know what to do. Okay. It's been 2 years. We work on us and we step aside because she's a high energy replayer and looks like she has a lot of other alienating forces. There is an affair partner, the AP, but it looks like she has a mother-in-law who's divorced and constantly badmouths her ex. That sounds like a really good alienating force as well as an alienator that's an affair partner. So she has family that is probably going to help her. Remember that divorce is contagious, and it sounds like she doesn't have family that is friends of the marriage type of family. She has family that is divorce is contagious type of family, and so that's going to be the type that support divorce, support bad mouthing the other, and so you have more of an uphill battle than other people. And the people who have friends of the marriage family, where the in-laws are supportive of the stander, they have an uphill battle too. So you have a big uphill battle on that, because she's probably being supported in not being with you, and being supported in you're the bad guy, and being supported in you're better off, and you could just have to live your best life, and you have to go find your own happiness. So right now, you have to heal. You have to detach. You have to protect your children. And that, at least you said, luckily they do get looked after well. So they're safe when they're there at least. And you cannot control this. She is going to do it, whether you like it or not. Your job is to be calm and hands off. I know that sounds horrible. Hands off unless it comes to protecting your children. Hands off unless it comes to she's doing illegal activities and you call it in. But you can't save her. Hands off unless she's having a heart attack and you're going to take her to the hospital. Hands off. You can't rescue her unless it's a literal rescue. She's drowning and you know how to rescue somebody because you were trained. Literal rescue. But you are not going to be the one who can be her crutch. Because what that does is it cripples her instead of saves her. For the next time she needs saving, and the next time she needs saving, and the next time she needs saving. What happens when you're suddenly not there? If you've saved her every time and then suddenly you're not there because you're not available, there's going to be a time where she collapses and she can't make it. So right now, this time, and this time being these years, she has to learn. She has to learn the hard way to figure this life out on her own. And it sucks. I'm sorry. It sucks. And will she come back from this? She might come through this, but that doesn't mean she'll come to you, forward to you. Maybe, maybe not. And it doesn't mean you'll be there. Or it doesn't mean that if you are there at the end of the tunnel, you'll be there as her spouse. You might be there as her friend. You know, at the end of the series, The Wonder Years, Kevin, the narrator, he was narrating about how he and Winnie, he went their separate ways at the end of high school. And when they met again, he met her at the airport when she came back from, I think, Europe or something. And it was just the epilogue. We weren't watching it. He was just telling the story of what happened. And he said, and they had dated. And he said, I met her at the airport with my wife and my newborn son. And that told everybody, no, they didn't get together. They did not end up together. They did not end up married. They were not a couple. He found someone else. And you might have someone else, but you're still there. You still might be there at the airport. You still might be there at the end of the tunnel, waiting for her as her friend. It doesn't mean that you're gone from her life. You are still going to be co-parents. So she can come through this. But I can't promise you that she's going to return to their marriage. I can't make you that promise. I wish I could. But I can't promise that you're going to be there in that capacity that you want to be there now. Okay. Sorry. But I hope this helps. And I will see everybody in the next question.